Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Please like, subscribe, consider donating, whatever you choose. It's all good with me, even if you just want to sit back and enjoy the video. Now, boom! Daniel Dubois must have lost his virginity. Somebody explain to me, what the hell is going on with Daniel Dubois, Triple D, because I can't make sense of what I saw with this man in the ring. I don't have an answer. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I predicted Flip Hrgovic to get Dubois out of there 1-2 rounds maybe. And boy, was I wrong. Now, you know, I always say when I make predictions, I try to educate myself, take the emotion out of it, and just make sure I'm doing a fair, predictive analysis to where when the fight's done and over, I come out correct. But there's some things with this damn Daniel Dubois he showed in that fight he has never shown. That punch resistance, where did it come from? I know when he fought Joe Joyce, he was taking some shots, but Joyce was just coming and coming. Flip Hrgovic landed some shots. He kept coming and coming, but Dubois was handling those shots a lot better. As far as stamina, Dubois has always seemed to have, pretty good stamina, but not great stamina. That shit he showed this past weekend, he was getting more confident as each second of the round went by. And you could see that his adrenaline and everything was pumping and flowing. He was bouncing on his toes. And he never stopped that. He's never, ever fought a boxing match like that. And the power's always been there. You know what I mean? He's a strong guy. You got to give him credit for that. But to just see him chop down, somebody called him Flip Hrgovic like that, was mind-boggling. Now, I will say, Flip Hrgovic had all them cuts on his face. That's because Dubois was throwing the jab with the left hand, then coming back with the right from the right hand, and then the cleanup punch, which was the headbutt. You can say what you want. He was throwing that goddamn headbutt. But Hrgovic was fighting dirty too. But to see, maybe the stars just lined up for Daniel Dubois. Maybe it wasn't that he lost his virginity and found his balls. Maybe the stars just lined up for him. Because Flip Hrgovic came in there looking like Manny Pacquiao with the comb over, and he looked out of shape. But when I predicted Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, I was surprised to see how many people were going for Haney. Because Ryan was faster, bigger, stronger. It wasn't hard for me to sit back and figure out that Ryan should beat him. Skill-wise, they both got skill. Devin, more skill, more IQ. But Ryan has skill and IQ as well. And he had Derrick James, so I knew it wasn't going to be an easy fight for Devin. But I predicted Ryan with the speed and power to get him out of there early. Anyway, Ryan went on to win. All this crap is going on with Ryan right now. But forget about that. The bottom line is, that was an easy pick to me. But when you look at Dubois and Hrgovic, Hrgovic was bigger. Hrgovic was the Olympian. Hrgovic, I thought, was stronger. Hrgovic had, pretty good stamina, IQ. I mean, everything, to me, when you lay it out on paper, Hrgovic had all the advantages. So for Daniel Dubois to come out here and take a huge step towards the heavyweight world title contention, by stopping Flip Hergovic in the eighth round of that fight in Riyadh. I'm telling you, I'm still sitting here not understanding what the hell's going on. You lose to Joyce. You go out here. I do think that body shot he landed on Hergovic was fair. But anyway, Hergovic knocks him out with a jab. I mean, you're sitting here wondering, what are we doing here? But anyway, to just see how he's been able to come back now, pick up a IBF interim title, I just think it's amazing, man. And I do think that referee who stopped the fight, 57 seconds into the round, I think they could have let that fight go on. Flip Hergovic had some cuts on his eyes, but nothing was like the Vitaly Klitschko cut. Nothing was like that shit that was on the forehead of Badu Jack. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was like that cut Tyson Fury had when he faced Otto Wallin. But anyway, the Croatian was bleeding from cuts over the eyes, and his body language probably told him that he didn't want to continue. So it is what it is. Bottom line is, Dubois picked up an interim belt. And just depending on what's going to happen if the Ukrainian Alexander Usyk decides that he wants to relinquish his title, and then Daniel Dubois could become, don't kid him, the IBF world champion. Now, what's interesting about it is, I don't know what they're going to do out there in Saudi Arabia, but it sounds like Dubois could be fighting Anthony Joshua. And Dubois just basically went on, in his little weird way, like, I'll fight AJ. I think he said, bring it on, bring it on. But anyway, I'll tell you this. Dubois, Don Charles, I don't know what they're doing. I got a little hairy eyeball on him. But I will say he seems to be a nice guy. He doesn't use profanity. You can tell that. You can just tell he's green. You know what I'm saying? He's green, man. But as Kermit Frog's goddamn feet. But he's one of the good ones. You can't lie. He seems to be a nice guy, man. But he's anxious to show people that what happened with Joyce was a fluke. What happened with Usyk was a fluke. And what happened in the ring with Flip Hergovic was not a fluke. He says anxious to show people that he's the best. He wants to perform to his potential. Feel like this is his era and his time. What I will tell you is, although he feels like he's on to the next, and they could be fighting at Wembley Stadium there in London, I think as early as September against AJ. What I will say is this: you gotta understand a couple of things here about Daniel Dubois. He's young, man. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show y'all this. Daniel Dubois is young. People, if Daniel Dubois really is coming into his prime now, and again, like I said, if his nuts have dropped, this man's 21 wins, 20 knockouts, 2 losses, both losses by KO. He has a 95% KO ratio. Stands 6'5", 78-inch reach. I'm surprised his reach ain't longer. But he is a big boy, man. Turned pro in 2017. Daniel Dubois may be the guy to go on and become undisputed. He may be the guy to go on, man, and really take the heavyweight division into the next era and be the guy, because he's just now coming into his prime. I mean, you take a look at Daniel Dubois. The other thing I'm going to point out here, he's walking around 245 pounds, 239 pounds. And obviously he can drop down and weight 233, but Daniel, he's a big guy, man, and you look at his wins and everything, and the records of the opponents he faced, not so bad. But he's on his way for sure, because that Flip Hergovic was supposed to be the boogeyman of the division. But obviously now you got 2 guys who've emerged, and that's Daniel Dubois and another guy, his name is Ajit Caballel, another one where I'm kind of wondering where the hell he came from. But anyway, Yo, man, good job to Daniel Dubois. Man lost his virginity because he out here fighting like a man now. Like he something happened to him. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the future of the heavyweight division, who knows who's gonna get to the top? There's so many great heavyweights out there, so many that a lot of y'all don't even know about. But I'm telling you right now, pay attention to those Eastern Europeans, man. They got a lot of big old heavyweights, man, coming into the sport of boxing, and they are making a name for themselves at a very low tier. But as with each win, their profile and platform grows, and I just think it's a matter of time before when we start looking at the boxing rankings websites, you're gonna see all Eastern European names and faces in the top 10 rack and stack, because there's nothing going on in the United States, and those guys in the UK are solid. But I'm telling you, that goddamn wave of the Eastern European heavyweights, I'm telling you right now, it's coming. You'll see. But nonetheless, good job, Daniel Dubois. Man made himself proud, his dad proud. Don Charles was crying. Why the hell Don Charles keep crying? This man always crying. Big ass grown men, everybody out here crying, man. Anyway, we're gonna see what's next for Daniel Dubois. He faced AJ. I tell you what, I got AJ knocking him out, but even now, I'm afraid to go with AJ, because for Daniel Dubois to just eat shots the way he was eating them and keep coming forward and taking those shots from Big Baby Miller and keep coming forward, I'm like, goddamn. He may unknowingly be allowing these guys to beat upon the flesh out of him. He's got to move his head and work on his defense, because although he was able to walk through Jarrell, Big Baby Miller, and walk through Flip Hergovic, he took some damage. You can't do that. And if AJ hits him, I think AJ vaporizes him. But again, we just got to wait and see. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, 7 continents in the breeze.